Ladies and gentlemen, I do not recognize my club anymore. Yeah, I do not recognize what Chelsea Football Club is made of currently. They just seems to be like a mid-table team, and the club, the owners, and the board, they do not care because hiring Rosenoi, first of all, was a mistake. Everybody knew that he wasn't qualified to be the Chelsea manager. There was no way in the world that Rosenoi is supposed to be a Chelsea manager. And everybody knew it. The only reason he became the Chelsea manager was because he was part of the Blue Coal group. And this is the thing. The Chelsea club has now turned into an English boardroom club where it's only we want English players, English people on board, everything English and nothing more. Because since Blue Coal came in, they've appointed 2 English managers. One in the form of Potter, and then he did terribly wrong. We all knew how it went. And then they've hired another immatured, non-experienced guy in the form of Rosenoi. So yeah, I didn't make a video after the game against PSG because I was in a hell of a trouble. So I was screaming at the TV. We were playing well in the first 70 minutes of the game. I was screaming at the TV with my emotions all over the place, screaming and banging the floor. I nearly broke my TV because we played really well for 70 minutes, and then one damn shit from Jorgensen. How do you play Jorgensen in an important game like the Champions League? Like, what has Jorgensen done for him to warrant to be the Chelsea goalkeeper in a game against PSG, who we know they want revenge after what we did to them in the Club World Cup? And what happened? He caused this. That game should have been a 2-2 draw back to Stamford Bridge. But then we lost that game by 5-2 because of Jorgensen and the stupid coach in the name of Rosenoi. And in the middle of me screaming, because I was at job. I'm in the United States, as you know, I was at job, and then I came from job home to watch the game. 2 hours, the last 15 minutes was crazy. I was screaming and shouting. And then what happened? The police came in. My neighbor called the cops that probably this guy is abusing a woman in his house, in his room. So the cops gave 5 cops with guns. They came into my room. They searched everywhere. They didn't see any woman. Yeah, it was a serious case with guns and all that because, recently we've been hearing of homicide and all this kind of love triangle shit. So my neighbor called the cops and 5 cops with guns just for a little man like me. And then I just happened to explain everything to them that it wasn't me abusing any woman. It's just my stupid Chelsea Football Club did that to me, and I was banging. They came into my house, although nothing was broken, but just because of the noise and other things, I had to explain it to them. And luckily, I got off the hook. I was just giving a warning. So I checked out of football. Honestly, I checked out of Chelsea Football Club after that incident because I'm like, my season is over. There is nothing we are going to achieve. I know we are going to be around maybe 6th or 7th position come the end of the season. So today's game, I had no emotions. I was just I have already checked out, so there was no emotions with me. And watching today's game was really abysmal. First 15 minutes, I don't know what has happened to Cole Palmer. He should have scored 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. And what a damn shit to concede a goal. No pressure on Livramento, and it was just like playing Newcastle were playing with under 12 team. They had nothing, and then they just passed the ball through the middle, and there was nobody. The players were just looking at themselves. And the moment they scored, I don't know what James was doing, talking to the ref about what? That it was an offside, or it was a foul, or it was what? I don't know what he was having a conversation with the referee about. It was a crazy goal. And after that, the game was so fucking boring that thank God I have already checked out of the season. Thank God I do not care anymore whatever this team does. Because I'm not going to jail. I'm not putting my emotions anywhere because all these fucking players who earn thousands and thousands per week, and I am investing my emotions, and then I'm later going to jail for noise making. I am not doing that anymore. This Chelsea team has players that can do well, but then we decided to hire Liam Rosenor. Abramovich has been in Chelsea, was in Chelsea for almost 20 years or 20 plus years, and he hired only one English manager in the name of Frank Lampard just because he was a legend. That was the only reason we hired an English manager, because we all know that English managers are terrible. We all know that they are not good enough. Everybody knows. This is clear as day. Everybody knows that English managers are not good. They cannot perform at the highest level. And then what did we do? We hired two English managers just because our board or our sporting directors are Paul Stanley, who is English, Joe Shield, who is English, whatever, something Stewart, who are all English. So it has now become nepotism and what they call it, a love for the countryman. So that is what Chelsea has become. Man, watching Chelsea to the end, because if it wasn't that for nepotism and because I am English, how is Liam Delap a Chelsea player? This guy has been terrible the whole season. Bringing him in. How is Tosin a Chelsea player? How is Gittins a Chelsea player? Like, what the fuck is happening in Chelsea? The Chelsea we know is no more the Chelsea. Like, how do you make Newcastle, who has just won about just 2 or 3 games the whole season away, and they've been terrible away, come to Stamford Bridge and just score, and we had no threat. The game was so boring. My God, I was sleeping. I was dozing off. That was how boring that game was. It was abysmal. It was total garbage and rubbish. Thank God I have checked out. Thank God I have checked out. This was an abysmal game of football from Chelsea. We had no threat. My days. What a stupid game I watched. Thank God I have checked out, but this Chelsea team ain't going in nowhere. This Chelsea team ain't going nowhere, and come the summer, we are not going to attract any good players because we are total garbage. Guys, I will still be bringing you updates. I'll still be bringing you post-match analysis. But my emotions, I've already checked out, and I'm now looking forward to the World Cup because that is the only thing that is going to give me joy. Hopefully, I'll go to the matches and bring you some match vibes at the stadiums. But until then, as you know, peace and love. It's your boy, the Bulldozer on Bulldozer TV.